A warm welcome to all my students. Today we will study about opposition to British rule in Karnataka. You will learn about Hyderali and Tipu Sultan, Dondia Wag, rebellion of Amarasulia, rebellion of Halagali Bedas, Anglo-Indian Wars, rebellion of Kittur, Rani Chennamma and Sanguli Rayana, rebellion of Surapura. These are the topic we are going to learn in this lesson. In today's session, you will learn about Hyderali and Tipu Sultan with that Anglo-Indian War. So these are the two topics we are going to complete in this session. The present Karnataka was scattered among various principalities before integration. Apart from establishing political supremacy during the later part of 18th century, the British exploited the people in agriculture and trade in order to protect their own interest. These exploitations created insecurities across Karnataka. The local kings suffered insecurities. As a result, the rebellions against the British happened in most of the Karnataka. The present situation in Karnataka was scattered, and among them various principalities were followed. Before the integration, that is before the unity, people of Karnataka were scattered with various principalities. The British not only established political supremacy during the later part of 18th century but also exploited agriculture and trade in order to protect their own interest. The local king suffered insecurity. As a result, the rebellion against the British happened in most of the Karnataka. In the beginning, the zamindars and the kings battled against the British individually without attaining unity among them. Hyderali and his son Tipu Sultan put forth a strong opposition to the British by utilizing the strength of their Mysore kingdom. Political developments that emerged during 1761 to 1799 are very important. There was an important opposition mounted against the British rule in India. In the beginning, the zamindars and the kings battled against the British individually for their personal gain. Not for the country, they were fighting for their own benefit. Hyderali and his son put forth a strong opposition to the British by utilizing the strength of Mysore kingdom, and political development that emerged during 1761 to 1799 are very important. Hyderali and Tipu Sultan. In the 18th century, Indian history is considered as a century of political problems. There are many reasons for this. The death of Aurangazeb, the Mughal emperor in 1707, was the main reason. His death weakened the Mughal empire. As a result, the Mughal lost political control over South India. A lot of political struggle took place in Carnatic region. So 18th century in Indian history was considered as the century of political problem. Remember, 18th century is considered as a century of political problem. The reasons for this is the death of Aurangazeb in 1707. He was a Mughal emperor. So first reason was the death of Aurangazeb in 1707. First reason. The second reason is after his death, this weakened the Mughal Empire. As a result, the Mughal lost the political control over South India. After his death, the Mughal lost the political control over South India. This is the second reason. Third reason, a political struggle took place in Carnatic region. So we have learned 3 points in the slide. First one is the death of Aurangazeb in 1707. As a result, the Mughal lost the political control over South India, and the last one is a lot of political struggle took place in Carnatic region. Before this, the death of Chikadeva Rajavadiyar in 1704 created various political challenges in Mysore state. His death created the problems of succession and administration. All these developments clouded the politics of Mysore. Hyderali gained a prominence in the scenario of uncertainty that clouded over Mysore and Carnatic region. The fourth reason for the 18th century as a political problem was the death of Chikadeva Rajavadiyar in 1704. This was the fourth problem. Due to this, various political challenges arose in Mysore state. And the death also created the problem of succession and administration. All these developments clouded the politics of Mysore. At that time, Hyderali gained a prominence in this scenario of uncertainty that clouded over Mysore and Carnatic region. Hyderali joined Mysore army as an ordinary soldier, but was known for his shrewd political moves. He was closely observing the political developments of Mysore. He came into prominence during the siege of Devanahalli and military action against Nizam of Arcot. He won the hearts of soldiers. He became famous as NavapHyderali in a short time. Hyderali in the beginning was an ordinary soldier. He was known for his shrewd political moves. So he carefully observed the political developments of Mysore. He came into prominence during the siege of Devanahalli and military action against Nizam of Arcot. Due to this, he won the hearts of the soldier and he became famous as Nawab Hyderali in a very short period. Hyderali. He was known for his innovation in arms usage. With his swift actions, he became the Adalaway and sidelined King Krishnaraja Vadiyar to establish control over the administration. The Nawab of Arcot, Maratha and Nizam of Hyderabad were fighting to establish their supremacy over each other and also to preserve their political existence. The British and the French were attempting to exploit these divisions for their own benefit. Hyderali, who joined in the Mysore army as an ordinary soldier and later, in a short period of time, he was known as Nawab Hyderali. He was known for his innovation in arms usage and he became a Dalawai. Dalawai means commander-in-chief. And later he sidelined Krishnaraja Vadiyar too. The Nawab of Arcot, Maratha, Nizam of Hyderabad were fighting to establish their supremacy over each other and also preserve their political existence. At that time, even the British and the French were attempting to exploit these divisions for their own benefit. Hyderali, who joined the Mysore army as an ordinary soldier. Later, he became a Dalawai and sidelined Krishnaraja Vadiyar too, and he took over the administration, and he played a very important role in the Anglo Mysore War. We will start with the first Anglo Mysore War. This was started in 1767 and ended in 1769. The prominence gained by Hyderali in South India was not tolerated by the British. The Maratha and the Nizam of Hyderabad, hence the British started devising cunning plans to defeat Hyderali, whom they saw as impediments for expansionist ideas. Though Hyderali suffered a lot due to the Maratha aggression, he made an attempt to have Maratha and Nizam of Hyderabad on his side with little success. The first Anglo-Maratha War took place in the year 1767 to 1769. Hyderali, who gained the prominence in South India, was not tolerable by the British, Maratha and the Nizam of Hyderabad. So British started implementing cunning plans to defeat Hyderali. Hyderali suffered a lot due to the Maratha aggression. He also made an attempt to have Maratha and the Nizam of Hyderabad on his side with a little success. The British entered into an agreement with Maratha and Nizam of Hyderabad against Hyderali, a triple alliance. You call it as triple party, or you will call it as tri-party alliance emerged. But Hyderali, with the manipulative ideas, was successful in breaking the alliance. He also created enmity and distrust among Marathas, Nizam of Hyderabad and British. Meanwhile, a political disturbance emerged in Arcot. In 1767, Hyderali and Nizam of Hyderabad attacked Arcot, but the king of Arcot had an alliance with the British. The war started with this incident. The battle took place in Tiruchinappalli, Tiruvannamalai, Ambur and other places. Hyderali organized a lightning attack in these battles. As I told you in the previous slide that the British were implementing a cunning plan against Hyderali. Their main intention is to defeat Hyderali. So, the British entered into agreement with Maratha, Nizam of Hyderabad against Hyderali, and this alliance was called as Tri-Party Alliance. Hyderali was successful in breaking the alliance. He manipulated and he was successful in breaking the alliance. He also created enmity and distrust among Maratha, Nizam of Hyderabad and British. In the meanwhile, the reason for the first Anglo-Mysore War was political disturbance emerged in Arcot. In 1767, Hyderali and Nizam of Hyderabad attacked Arcot. But the king of Arcot had entered an alliance with the British. This led to First Anglo-Mysore War. Remember, there was a political disturbance in Arcot. In 1767, Hyderali and Nizam of Hyderabad attacks Arcot. The king of Arcot had already signed an agreement with the British. Due to this, the first Anglo-Mysore War took place. The battle took place in three different places: Tiruchinappalli, Tiruvannamalai, Ambur and other places. Hyderali organized a lightning attack in these battles. The British military captured few places. Hyderali suffered few setbacks. The British military from Bombay joined the war. Hyderali considered the war as a challenge to his personal power and continued with the war. His army reached Madras by 1769 and created a panic among the British. Inevitably, the British entered an agreement with Hyderali through Madras Treaty. The first Anglo-Mysore War ended by signing the Madras Treaty. The first Anglo-Mysore War took place in 1767. Hyderali and Nizam of Hyderabad attacked Arcot. The king of Arcot had entered into alliance with the British, and the war took place in three different places: Tiruchinappalli, Tiruvannamalai and Ambur. In these places the battle took place. After that, the British was able to capture few places. Hyderali suffered few setbacks. The British army had come from Bombay and joined the war. Finally, Hyderali, considered as his personal challenge against the British, he continued the war, and finally his army marched towards Madras in 1769 and created a panic among the British. In unavoidable circumstance, the British was forced to sign an agreement with Hyderali through Madras Treaty. The first Anglo-Mysore War ended by the signing the Madras Treaty. The Madras Treaty was signed in the year 1769. This led to an end of First Anglo-Mysore War. The British was forced to sign the treaty. Hyderali won the battle, British lost the battle, and British was forced to sign the Treaty of Madras. You can say Treaty of Madras or Madras Treaty. The treaty was signed in the year 1769. The Second Anglo-Mysore War, 1780 to 1784. The Madras Treaty had put the political developments in South India on a temporary hold. The British attempted to break the Madras Treaty when Madhav Rao attacked Srirangapatnam with Maratha army. Hyderali expected the British support him as per the Madras Treaty, but the British rejected the request of Hyderali and went against the Madras Treaty. Mahe, the French colony, was under the hold of Hyderali. The British attacked Mahe and captured it. This became the reason for the Second Anglo-Mysore War. The Madras Treaty had put a political development in South India on a temporary hold. According to Madras Treaty, they have to help each other whenever they are attacked by the others. one example, when Madhav Rao attacked Srirangapatnam with Maratha army, Hyderali expected the British support him as per the Madras Treaty. The British rejected and the request of Hyderali and went against the Madras Treaty. So British did not follow the agreement of Madras Treaty. The second reason was Mahe. Mahe was a French colony which was under the control of Hyderali, was attacked by British. Later, it was captured. This led to the Second Anglo-Mysore War. The Second Anglo-Mysore War started in 1780. In the beginning, Hyderali gained upper hand. He captured many forts of Karnataka region. Kanjipuram was captured by Hyderali. The Mysore army reached till Coromandel beach. The British officer became worried. Hyderali attacked Arcot and captured it. He also threatened to attack Vandivash and Vellore. An army was kept in standby by the British. It was led by Sir Ayakute. He followed Hyderali's army till Pondicherry. The French refused to support Hyderali against the British. Hyderali changed his war strategy with this development. He attacked the region under British control and captured a large booty of arms and wealth. As I told you in the previous slide, regarding two reasons or two causes for the Second Anglo-Mysore War. The Second Anglo-Mysore War started in 1780. In the beginning, Hyderali gained upper hand. First, he captured many forts of Karnataka region. Later, Kanjipuram he captured and his army moved till Coromandel beach. Hyderali attacked Arcot and captured it. He also threatened to capture Vandivash and Vellore. So, the British kept the army standby and it was led by Sir Ayakute. He followed Hyderali's army till Pondicherry. In the meanwhile, the French refused to support Hyderali against the British. Hyderali changes his plan and later he will attack the British region and capture a large amount and arms from the British. Hyderali was defeated in the battle held in Port Nova by the British. This increased the confidence of British and also changed the direction of the battle, but they suffered a financial setback in Pulicat and Solingor. Meanwhile, by entering Salbai Agreement, the British were successful in winning over Maratha and Nizam of Hyderabad to their side. Hyderali, due to illness during the war was led by his son, Tipu Sultan. Hyderali was defeated in the Battle of Port Nova. The battle was held in Port Nova. He was defeated. So, from here, the British gains the confidence and they will change their direction. Due to that, they had suffered a financial setback in Pulicat as well as in Solingor. Meanwhile, British will enter into agreement with Maratha, Salbai Agreement. The Salwai Agreement was signed during the first Anglo-Maratha War. It was signed. Due to this, they get the support of Maratha and Nizam of Hyderabad. In the meanwhile, Hyderali died due to the illness during the war. And the war was continued by his son, Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan was waging a war in Malabar region when Hyderali died. The British tried to take advantage of Hyderali's death by invading Mangalore and Bidanur. They also tried to instigate the rulers of Calicut and Malabar regions against Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan thought of all these developments and decided to protect Mangalore and the coastal regions. He defeated the British. The Treaty of Bangalore ended the Second Anglo-Mysore War in 1784. After the death of Hyderali, Tipu continued the Second Anglo-Mysore War. Tipu was waging the war in Malabar region when Hyderali died. The British took advantage of this situation and they invaded two places, Mangalore and Bidanur. And they also tried to provoke the ruler of Calicut and Malabar region against Tipu. Tipu understood the plan of English and he decided to protect Mangalore and coastal region. And finally, the Second Anglo War came to end with the Treaty of Mangalore, which was signed in the year 1784 between Tipu and the English. Tipu won the battle and British was defeated in the battle. Thank you, children. In the next session, we will learn about Third and Fourth Anglo-Mysore War.